Hey, it's Charlie Greenman. Today, I'm very proud to announce Razroo Projects. It is one of the many features that will be rolling out this week to make Razroo an S-tier code generation tool. So what is Razroo Projects? Let's assume I have for myself a code editor with a project. Here I have a starter repo for Angular. It uses Angular, it uses RxJS, it uses Narwhal, it uses Jest, NX, NPM, Git. For demoing purposes, I'm going to log out and I'm going to log back in again. Razroo is going to connect me to the Razroo authentication portal. And when that happens, Razroo will actually automatically create for me this project where it will have Razroo Angular Starter, and then it will give me various programming languages and tools that are part of my ecosystem. So part of that value there is that you're able to just click on any of them and be like, oh, okay, this is how Angular in my project works. Okay, let's click on NGRX. This is how NGRX in my project works. This is how Git works. This is how NX works. This is how NPM works. And then you're able to click out of that. And it's incredibly valuable from a code generation perspective, because if within Razroo, if I were to go to my Razroo Angular Starter project, which right now doesn't have any recipes, so it's sort of hurting out. If I were to type in data table, so let's see, so you have to create some sort of recipes in order for it to work. So let's go to the other part, which is for onboarding purposes. Let's just say start Razroo. So start the Razroo repo, which is a good thing. I think we don't want anybody searching for a particular thing if there are no recipes yet. So we're going to keep it that way. I'm going to create my first recipe and we're going to call it and say npm install. So for this one, we're going to install and we're going to say command to install Razroo project. And we're going to, this is the added another value of Razroo projects, which is that you can create onboarding steps for your team. So now we're going to go ahead and publish this step and we're going to create a command and we're going to call it npm install. And now team members know that npm install is the command in order to install a repo. Just for good measure, let's go ahead and create another step. We're going to call this npm start, command to start Razroo. And let's go ahead and we're going to create that command. So now we're creating this other step. All right. Let me just go back there. Let's go back to our step, npm start command. And now let's do npm start. So now for onboarding purposes, our teams know how it is that they can install and start. And actually, let's make sure that we don't forget to publish. So we're going to publish that step. Everybody has it. And also just as a sort of way of showing off a little bit, let's show off our AI capabilities. So we're going to, for a command, we're going to create instructional content for npm install command. So now anybody using this, you'll be installing the Angular starter kit created by Razroo, pre-configured Angular project, all that stuff. Perfect. That's very close to what we want. And we can also use AI for our command as well. So let's go ahead and generate that. And now it's creating relevant questions for npm install command. Okay, fantastic. What is the purpose of the Razroo is? To install all the necessary dependencies. Okay, fantastic. Let's go back to our npm start. Let's go ahead and let's create documentation using AI once again for generation. And this is all taking me under 10 minutes, keep in mind. And via the system, we're automatically setting up onboarding for our company. So if anyone's interested, you can just send them a link to the Angular repo. So this is one thing that I wanted to demo, which is, and actually let's go ahead and let's tidy up this npm start command a little bit. Okay, it looks like we made a double there by accident. And if we go back to our npm install, go ahead and refresh that. Okay, fantastic. So now if we go back to Razroo.com, if we go back to our Razroo Angular starter, so we now have our initial two onboarding tasks. We have npm install and we have our npm start. So if I wanted someone to know how it is, should I set up the Razroo project, you should be able to just send them over to this page and the system will take care of onboarding. So number one, projects helps with onboarding immensely. And also your team can also have its own specific code generation, own specific commands that's internal to the team and be incredibly useful. In addition to that, what I really want to show off is, let's say I'm searching for a card component. So now it's going to actually show me relevant queries for all of the languages that are relevant to my project. And this is a particular feature of projects that I'm very excited about, which is Razroo doesn't have to be aware of your code base at all. We take the package.json, we skim some of those packages, and we upload that to Razroo. That is the only data we will ever require of your packages. All of that is encrypted behind, Razroo databases. No one ever sees that. But even if that's the only data, and that's really publicly available if you were to go to someone's web application. So we're taking the publicly available data for most people's applications, and we're putting that to search. So now you have the ability to find whatever it is that you want that's relevant to your particular project. So for here, I want to generate a card component. Okay, cool. So we're going to go ahead and let's go ahead and generate a card component. So I want to put this inside of my, let's just for demoing purposes, let's put it inside of libs common. So I'm going to go into my card name is going to be called user. So I'm going to call it the user card, and then it's going to go into libs common. Okay. And the name once again is going to be called user. Okay. And now let's go ahead and generate that. So we're going to generate our component. And now we have in our common user, our user component. So that's a wonderful experience. The number one is that projects have enabled onboarding for teams for the first time within a code ecosystem. And then number two is within your search is very specific to your code. And we have many other features that are in the pipeline that are very specific, that take advantage of projects, the fact that we're now aware of the technologies that are in your project, and to look forward to many other great features that we have up and coming. And by all means, feel free to check out Razroo.com. Keep being awesome and be more. Until next time.